All right, welcome to the Maplecrest Square Apartments Q3 webinar. Uh, so for those of you who watching this on recording, welcome. Hopefully we get you a nice quick update on all the good news story that's happening here in our Jeff City apartment building. So similar to a lot of our prior webinars, we'll cover all the usual things, but we're going to start with an update on a potential sale. So I think everybody knows by now the property's been on the market and we are very close. So we'll give you an update on that. The follow-up will go to financials, the business plan, where we stand with occupancy. We'll look at account balances and reserves and finish up with a quick market update and questions at the end. So with that, I will turn it over to Greg to talk about the potential sale.
Yeah, so we have been in contract negotiations for some time now, probably approaching a month. It looks like we have pushed through on the details. The attorneys are wrapping up the final draft of the PSA, which, with any luck, we will have in our inbox this week, with the potential to actually go under contract by the end of the week. As far as I can tell through communications so far, we are in agreement on the terms. The buyer has actually been pursuing lending simultaneously with the contract negotiations, and those are going well. We were sort of not holding back information. We wanted to go under contract before we got really serious with the due diligence side of it. So a little more succinctly, we are finally through the PSA process, 95% through, and looking to get it actually executed, hopefully within the next few days. So just as a reminder, that is at 4.5 million. And along the way, we decided with the sinkhole that we would take on that repair ourselves. Related to that, those have been happening for about the past week or so and should be wrapped up this week, potentially today. We'll have a little bit of work to do after that with some just basic lawn repair. We'll have to reseed some things. We did get the insurance claim approved and actually not quite reflected on here because it only happened basically yesterday. We did get a check from State Farm for $86,000 and some change, which we were very happy with. For context, the total of the sinkhole remediation, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, was pushing like 109, I think was the original quote. And then a little additional cost happened as they started to do the work. All told, a rough estimate of the insurance will be covering half or slightly more, I think, than what we've incurred as cost. So that's the update on the sale, unless you guys think I missed something.
No,
I would just
beautiful.
add, I would just add, Greg, on the timeline there. That's what's in the draft PSA, but
Right.
the buyer could accelerate it or or it could be in that time frame. So to be determined. Once we have the signed PSA, we'll try to nail the buyer down on what their planned close date is
Yeah, it
and
sounded
let
like we were
everyone
trying to
know.
squeak through in 2025. Whether or not that's going to be able to happen at this point is probably more dependent upon third-party type stuff than our ability to get them due diligence and things like that. So yeah, to be determined on the closing date, but hopefully, something within 90 days.
Yeah, the timeline's driven by the buyer within
Yeah, yeah, it
what's in the
really is.
PSA.
Yep.
Okay, great. We'll move on to financials, and George, why don't you take this away?
Yeah, thank you, Michael. So, when things are going really well, there isn't a whole lot to say. Again, we just continue to exceed the NOI, and that's why we are able to get that beautiful sale price within 4 years. If you want to please advance to the next.
I'm sorry, the P&L.
Yeah, absolutely. And, again, another great month for the top line and the bottom line. If you just advance one more time, we'll show we'll show our expense ratio at 35%. And again, that's beautiful. I mean, that shows great operations. Let me try that again. Great operations and a great property. So really no problems on the operations front. And with that, I'll send it back over to you, Greg.
Yeah, just as a rent roll summary, this is as of about a week ago. We went through a small dip. We hovered around 90% or so. Had to play around with our asking rents when we were about 3 units down as vacant, pushing 30 days on the market. So the good old days of seemingly endless, very impressive year-over-year rent growth has softened a bit. So we still have some opportunity on the rent roll, but we had to moderate our expectations a little bit to get them occupied. But once we hit that mark, they filled up pretty quick. And delinquency, it's a big zero there. I guess zeros can't be big. It's just a zero. That's how this property has been running for some time. It's been so kudos to our property manager. Amy's doing a great job leasing up and keeping delinquencies in check. So we're in good shape. Oh, I updated this right before the call, and apparently I had a formatting issue. So yeah, our cash on hand, we're doing very well. That 225 actually includes the $86,000 that we just got from the insurance company. So I was just excited to see a nice big number in that account. So I updated the slide. Otherwise, the CapEx and repairs continues to grow. We haven't had to do a whole lot of CapEx and repairs. Obviously, the sinkhole will take a big bite out of that. But relative to last quarter's update, all the balances had grown. And then just as a market update, this is kind of what's going on in Jefferson City. County property taxes going up about 4%. That's fairly modest, in my opinion, from what we've seen more recently. So maybe some of that has worked itself out. And then I won't read all of this here. It's just local stuff happening in the Jefferson City area. Some of it is more telling of the growth of Jefferson City, with the new fire substation, renovation of the local school. I think that's just all indicative of that area's growth and the need for the local governments to try and keep up infrastructure wise.
Very good. So that's our presentation for today. I don't see any questions here in the chat. So I think we are good to wrap it up for today. Thank you all for your continued trust in us and your partnership. Hopefully we will be bringing this to a pretty awesome conclusion through the sale. And as soon as we have more definitive information on the sale, including timing, including what a potential payout might be, we'll certainly communicate that. Thank you very much. Have a great evening or whenever you listen to this.
See y'all later.